Hello, this is Tim from Vintage RC Garage. This video will be the complete teardown of my Tamiya BigWig Cream Project, kit number 5857 in trim normal time. I'll provide the rebuild and the time lapse in another video. I hope you like it. I bought a pair of BigWigs back in 2013. This one was in excellent condition, and since the re-release didn't come out until 2017, I know that it was vintage. As a bonus, the previous owner never painted the shell, which is perfect for what I wanted to do with it. The decals were applied and only slightly flipping up around the edges. Everything else was in great condition, so the restoration was really straightforward. Okay, let's get started with the teardown. The radio box cover attached was just a clip and front pivot point. They attach with only a few screws, one underneath and two on each side, and the bumper just falls right off. The four tires on this one were still a bit stiff, so they're showing their age. I don't plan on running this one, so I didn't bother trying to soften up the rubber. Since it's four-wheel drive, each axle has a wheel hub and pin that need to be removed. These pins lock into the axle hub, and the knobs on the axle hub catch on the back of the tire, which has coordinating knobs. The infamous Tamiya yellow shocks remove easily. Once the axles come off, the drive shafts just fall right out. The rear engine guard helps to hold the rear arms to the chassis. Once the wishbones are removed from the chassis, they come apart very similar to the Fox. The assembly has upper and lower arms that have an S-shaped axle hub. Snap off the steering rods by applying twist with a pair of pliers. Two screws holding the left and right shock uprights. Be careful, since once the front arms are removed, the entire front assembly will fall right off. Complete the rear arm disassembly by unscrewing the shocks and arm screws, which also holds on the engine guard. The arm knuckles come with plastic bushings inside, and the axle shaft ties into the larger drive shafts that connect to the gearbox. I cheated a bit with the throttle servo setup. The servo was securely taped to the servo mount, so I didn't bother to tear it apart. This will help me save some time and trouble when I go back for reassembly, since it was in perfect condition. Once all the wires are neatly removed, the entire servo assembly was just put aside. The gearbox is simple and tucks underneath the rear assembly. The steering assembly is protected on both sides with a rubber boot. One part that is small and hard to come by is the small square metal insert that goes inside the large opening of the boot to keep it spread open. The boot helps keep the steering assembly dust free. The steering servo is held into place with a cover, and the servo head attaches to a lever that travels along the front assembly to move the steering rods left and right. Some small screws for the on-off switch and detach the servo mounts from the servo, and the front servo disassembly is complete. The wishbones connect the upper and lower arms via a pair of large 8mm ball connectors. The arm knuckle is sandwiched between a metal plate and a plastic disc. They are raised surfaces on the metal plate that receive three small screws and notches in the disc that orient everything correctly. This is done on both the top and the bottom. One of the special features of the BigWig, and also a very sought after part with collectors, is the RX 540VZ Technigold motor. Like everything else on this one, it was in very good condition. The gearbox on this one is very simple. It has a large differential gear with three small bevel gears that attach with a single metal pin. Also, larger bevel gears attached to the axles. I cheated again on the gearbox axle shafts. The axles attach on the inside of the gearbox with a very small C-ring that is difficult to remove and very easy to lose. Since everything was in great condition, I left that part assembled. The gearbox disassembles exactly like the rear. There wasn't much cleaning to do on this one. I degreased all the parts that had been lubricated with grease, but nothing else needed a cleaning. Soak, agitate, rinse, and dry. You're all done. Thanks for watching my teardown of the Tamiya BigWig 5857 Shelf Queen. Stay tuned for the next part of this video where I will do the complete build. Subscribe to my channel and catch all my new and exciting content. See you next time.